Right now, after being reinstated late last summer and extended multiple times, could we finally see an end to the Dane County mask mandate?
Also, the Dane County District Attorney says they need a new jail focused on a humane approach to rehabilitation. How much the Dane County Sheriff is asking for from the county board. And
later, the city of Madison's population is growing faster than ever, and development isn't slowing down. How it's affecting the city and the communities around it. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6.
That case activity is a leading indicator, and those other metrics are lagging indicators. So it's absolutely very important that all of them have come down, and they've come down quite significantly.
After months of waiting and numerous extensions, Dane County says you can take off your mask next month.
The mask mandate is finally ending on March 1st, but this doesn't mean it is the end of the pandemic. Brady Mallory joins us with a message from Public Health and advice for businesses moving forward.
Well, Public Health is emphasizing we are still in the pandemic, but losing the masks mean we've made it through the Omicron surge. Omicron cases are falling, which is a key factor to let the mandate expire. As we enter this new phase, businesses may have questions about what to do. Public Health hopes announcing this right now will give owners the time they need to prepare to unmask.
To figure out what their own policies may be for their organizations, businesses, and so on, and anticipate that there may be some places that will continue to require masking in their settings.
Public Health says it will guide businesses if they need help making policies. Right now, 58% of Dane County is fully vaccinated and boosted.
With the mandate ending in about 2 weeks, schools in Dane County will now have to make some pretty tough decisions on what to do next. We've reached out to approximately 30 schools in the district to hear if they intend to require masks or make them optional. Coming up at 10, Brad Hamilton talks with Public Health Director Janelle Heinrich on what she thinks many districts will do once the mandate ends. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Oh, we had a cold weekend with some light snow showers or flurries from time to time. Today was more sunny than not. The time lapse from the WISC Skycam shows some clouds early this morning, but you can see as the day went on, we had more and more sunshine as the skies cleared out. But we have clouds that are coming in from the west. Right now, not producing any precipitation, but that will keep our temperatures from getting too cold tonight. Low temperatures this morning dropped to around 10 in Madison. Most areas outside of Madison, especially to the north and west, were in the single digits. High temperatures today, lower to middle 20s. Madison reached 24. Janesville, one of the warmer spots at 27, as was Boscobel. And right now, temperatures are mainly in the teens, although temperatures are still around 20 or a little bit above over southwestern Wisconsin and down toward the Illinois state line. Winds are light. Wind chills right now, not much of a factor. By tomorrow, look for a low temperature of about 9 degrees, but will warm up during the day tomorrow. The high reaching 35, and temperatures will keep going up tomorrow night into Wednesday. We could see some rain showers, but a winter storm threatens to our south. I'll have more on that in the forecast in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. County law enforcement leaders are stepping up their push for a new Dane County jail. They're asking the county board to approve extra spending for the project, calling it a critical need. County supervisors are going to consider $24 million in additional funding for the jail. And District Attorney Ishmael Ozan urgently pushed for a new jail that focuses on a humane approach to rehabilitation, something even crime victims want. The sheriff calls the current facility borderline unconstitutional.
We must not lose sight that our top priority is to have a safe and humane facility that is sustainable and focuses on rehabilitation. Everything else comes second to that.
We now know better how to address and how to help rehabilitate individuals who come into the criminal justice system. And because we now know better, we must do better.
$150 million has already been approved for the jail, but rising construction costs have pushed it well above original estimates.
The deputy involved in an alleged incident at Fesky County Park last year, during which she said she fired her gun after being stabbed, has been fired. The sheriff's office has identified the deputy as 30-year-old Sarah Bortz Rodriguez and says she was terminated on November 17th. That was just under 4 weeks after the incident. However, the sheriff's office did not say why she was fired or what the investigation investigations found. Deputies responded to a report of an armed person at Wesley County Park in October. The initial report said a man attacked the deputy with a knife and she fired her gun. Bortz Rodriguez had been a Dane County Sheriff's deputy since May of 2014.
A jury trial is set in the case of a former Rock County Sheriff's deputy accused of sexually assaulting multiple children. 34-year-old Gary Huber faces 10 felony charges, including first-degree child sexual assault, sexual contact with a person under the age of 13, and also child enticement. Huber didn't speak, and a not guilty plea was entered for him. The Rock County Sheriff's Department hired Huber in 2016 before learning about the allegations. When they tried to meet him to discuss those allegations, Huber resigned. A Raceville man sentenced to 8 years in prison for sexually assaulting a child. 48-year-old Marcus Stotts also faces 8 years extended supervision. Last November, Stotts pleaded no contest after he was accused of having sex with a 15-year-old girl multiple times while the two were working together at a farm in Emmett back in 2020. As a condition of his extended supervision, Stotts will not be allowed to use social media or have contact with anyone under the age of 18 without prior agent approval.
Racine police say they have identified the man suspected of shooting 5 people at a bar Sunday morning. A total of 4 men and 1 woman were shot, but are expected to survive. They say 50-year-old John Wesley Brown took his own life as officers were negotiating with him yesterday. The incident happened near the 509 Lounge. Bar owner Billy Smith says the shooting was the result of an argument between a couple outside on 7th Street. She ran into the 509 Lounge for help. The gunman tried to run too, but security stopped him, and that's when the suspect shot them in the leg.
The gunman, he was trying to come inside of the gate, and I stopped him outside of the gate. I told him he couldn't come in here. I closed the gate. I ran back in. I locked the door and told the staff in here, everybody was in here still, get out, this active shooter.
This area is no stranger to gun violence. The day after Christmas, a similar situation occurred with shots fired outside of the bar. In 2019, 2 people were shot during a fight outside the 509 Lounge.
Wisconsin putting $1 million toward training and recruiting new teachers. The money will fund grants that support organizations that recruit, train, and license teachers to work in low-income and urban area school districts. Organizations can apply for up to $500,000 in support through the Department of Workforce Development's Wisconsin Fast Forward program. The Alliant Energy Center will be renovated so it can better host agribusiness shows. Dane County received more than $3 million from Wisconsin's Tourism Capital Grant Program earlier this month, which will fund the improvements. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says the plant at the center will be upgraded to help meet heating, cooling, and electrical requirements for year-round animal shows. Each year, about 100,000 people attended these shows, resulting in about $16 million. The renovation should be done in about a year.
Tesla is facing another recall, one that owner Elon Musk is blaming on the, quote, fun police. More than 500,000 vehicles need to have adjustments made to the boombox feature. It allows drivers to play sounds like a bleeding goat on an external speaker. Federal officials say it's a safety issue for pedestrians who might not interpret those sounds as a warning. The affected vehicles are the 2020 through 2022 Model S, Model X, and Model Y, but it also applies to some earlier Model 3s. Tesla will release a firmware update to disable the feature. If you are looking to buy a used car, you may want to think twice. New data shows the average price for used cars and trucks jumped by more than 40% from January 2021 to January of this year. New vehicle prices are also up around 12%, averaging around $46,000. Well, coming up on News 3 Now at 6, with the Super Bowl now over, a company that makes licensed sports products is expecting some pretty big sales, but not just from the winners.
Plus, it is a special day for many. We're not talking about Valentine's Day, though. The message some state lawmakers are sending that could help save lives.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 6.
Trends are coming to Madison, in miniature that is, at the 54th Mad City Model Railroad Show, February 19th and 20th at the Alliant Energy Center. Get caught up in 90,000 square feet of trains, clinics, and exhibits, with almost 300 vendor tables featuring train merchandise, toys, hobby supplies, railroad antiques, collectibles, and much more. Many door prizes and 4 train sets will be given away each day. It's a great entertainment value for the whole family. Saturday and Sunday, February 19th and 20th at the Alliant Energy Center. Save online.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Gobin Cars is having a huge winter sale with the largest selection of vehicles under $15,995 or $249 per month. That's right, don't miss out on our winter sale with the best selection of SUVs, cars, or vans under $15,995 or $249 per month. We have one of the largest selections of vehicles in Dane County with over 500 vehicles in stock. So just come on in and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Go to Gobin Cars, east or west.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com. But Senator Ron Johnson is putting...
You know what's interesting? Liberal groups have already spent $12 million falsely attacking me and engaging in the politics of personal destruction. Their allies in the media have dutifully piled on. Why? Because they can't defend the disastrous results of their policies. During this campaign, I intend to discuss issues that impact your life. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about inflation, open borders, and rising crime, just like you.
For most, February 14th is Valentine's Day, but what could show love more than signing up to give the gift of life? Well, today is also National Organ Donor Day, and that need is pretty great. According to U.S. health officials, more than 2,000 Wisconsinites are waiting for life-saving organs. That's why the donation company called Versity and state lawmakers spoke out on the issue at the Capitol today. Versity will also have an art exhibit displayed at the state Capitol through February 18th called the Divine Nine Lifeline.
The Divine Nine Black Greek letter organizations, there are 9 organizations, and we want to make sure that we highlighted individuals who had to deal with organ donation, tissue donation, making sure that they could tell their stories, to let folks know that this is not just a white issue, not a black issue, not just a Hispanic issue. It is a people issue, and that we all have the ability to help save a life.
The need isn't just for organs like kidneys, livers, and hearts. Donating 1 pint of blood can save 3 lives.
Super Bowl may be over, but work is just beginning at a sports merchandise company right outside Wisconsin. Windcraft in Winona, just across the Mississippi River over in Minnesota. Busy making pennants and other collectibles. Following last night's game, the Los Angeles Rams beat Cincinnati 23-20. It's the city of LA's first win in the big game since back in 1984. Cincy's first appearance since the 1988 season. 2 fan bases experiencing long-awaited success means Windcraft won't just be busy this week.
Now these 2 teams, they've been to the game. Their fan bases are just going to be excited to get back again next year. Yeah, so all throughout this year, we'll be selling Rams and Bengals.
Shipments are already on their way to stores, and those products are already available to order online. The growing population in Dane County has Madison growing up instead of out.
Coming up, as construction for large housing units continues to grow, we look at how it is impacting families looking to move into a more traditional home. Plus, temperatures could be heading back up into the 40s. Gary has your complete forecast after the break.
It's Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever. Save 35 to 55% off throughout the entire store. Plus, get great bonus buys like this 5-piece dining set, only $2.99. A rocker recliner, also $2.99. Your choice Beauty Rest full or queen mattress, just $3.99. Or this Chase sofa, now $8.49. A queen storage bed, only $16.89. All this and so much more. It's Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you, I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids, and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance. Now don't forget, wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay? Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. If you are a recent newcomer to Madison, you've probably experienced at least once the headache of finding an apartment or even buying a home.
What a nightmare that is. Well, in the last decade, we've grown faster than any decade in the recent past. Investigative reporter Naomi Coles takes us inside the city as it grows up.
Where we're standing here, I think over the past decade, nearly every site has changed.
21 counties, including Milwaukee, lost population in the last 10 years. But Dane County grew the fastest in the state. At its core, the city of Madison had a decade to remember, growing far faster than it had in the past.
Frankly, our housing supply did not keep up with that. And that's not a sustainable situation.
Concentrated on the campus in downtown, Madison's development took off in 2010 and shows no sign of slowing.
What we're seeing is a really tremendous growth.
You know, if you think about from the eastern edge of downtown to the Yahara River, this stretch here, we've seen about 1,200 new units over the course of the last decade.
As the city rapidly grows up, it's the large buildings with dozens or scores of units driving the growth. New apartments and buildings with 5 or more units rose by almost 400% from the first to the last year of the decade. The city approved the building permits for 352 new units in these types of buildings in 2010, but more than 1,700 in 2020.
What we see more and more of, though, is redevelopment, so demolition of, you know, say a 1-story, 2-story building, and also elimination of surface parking lots, and then larger buildings in their place.
Madison's future is up, not out.
We're, you know, running into other existing municipalities and whatnot.
With new housing concentrated along the city's core services and incoming amenities, a third of newly approved units are along the incoming bus rapid transit routes.
What we want to do as a city is provide the infrastructure for great places to live that are even a little further out from downtown than what we've seen thus far.
But as the city desperately tries to keep housing pace with a ballooning population, new single-family homes or homes in smaller buildings have been all but missing.
You just aren't seeing smaller multi-unit buildings being built. That's that, you know, mythical missing middle, right? That's not happening.
As homes in large buildings skyrocket, the number of new single-family homes or small apartment buildings has stayed about the same over the last few years. For Madison's middle neighborhoods surrounding the growing up downtown, the mayor sees zoning changes and financial incentives for developers as the path forward.
It's traditionally been, I think, complicated to build housing in Madison. And we are going to need to get past that as a city and as individual neighborhoods.
Those seeking a different quality of life or cheaper family housing need options in neighborhoods that right now may be closed off to them. Zoning changes to encourage alternatives, like accessory dwellings, townhouses, 2 to 4 flat buildings, are happening.
You're going to have to start embracing the prospect of having new neighbors and the prospect of increasing our housing options in our neighborhoods so that we can prevent this sort of runaway housing crisis where prices just keep going up and up and up.
Because as the city grows up, many are being left behind.
I don't want to live in a city that's not affordable for regular working folks. And I don't think other Madisonians do either.
For News 3 Investigates, I'm Naomi Coles.
And check just how many new homes are being built right now in Madison and where later tonight at channel3000.com. Warmer temps on their way this week. Here's Gary with your complete forecast.
Well, as we take a look at 3 things you need to know in the forecast, look for high temperatures to be in the middle 30s for tomorrow. That's about a 10-degree improvement over today. And those temperatures will continue to rise tomorrow night, so that by early on Wednesday morning, we'll be in the lower 40s. Wednesday, look for highs in the middle 40s with rain showers through much of the day. But then we turn colder. Already in the afternoon, temperatures start to drop, and then that precipitation mixes with from rain to snow. There might be a little period of freezing rain in there in between, and there could be some snow accumulation, mainly southeast of Madison. There's going to be a very sharp cutoff on a winter storm to the south of us that you go one county over and there might not be any snow. You go a county south and there might be as much as 6 or 8 inches of snow. So a very sharp cutoff that we'll have to watch. Future track from the European computer model shows rain during the day on Wednesday, mixing with some snow Wednesday night. But notice by 6 a.m. Thursday morning, all the snow is down to the south across the southern suburbs of Chicago. Maybe a little surge northward during the afternoon into far southeastern Wisconsin. But by midnight, early Friday morning, skies are already clearing out across Wisconsin. So as far as the snowfall amounts, it has the potential for a pretty significant winter storm through central Illinois and northern Indiana, but little or no snow through the Madison area, and maybe just a little bit, a couple of inches over far southeastern Wisconsin. The shorter range computer model, the future track that we use more often, this starts Wednesday afternoon. Notice mainly rain here, and again, very quick change over to snow. Everything out of the way by early on Thursday morning, and it doesn't even show that second surge of precipitation to the north. So at this point, both of those computer models indicating very little in the way of snow accumulation, at least around here. Now, the U.S. GFS computer model, and I show you this because this has been the only model that's been showing this, but it's also been pretty consistent over the last couple of days, showing pretty much the same thing. Rain on Wednesday, change over to some freezing rain or sleet, and then to snow by early on Thursday morning, and then it keeps the snow going for much of the day on Thursday into Thursday evening before it moves on out. And the snowfall amounts from this computer model are much higher, perhaps up to a foot over parts of northern Illinois, maybe as much as 8 to 10 inches in the Lake Snowbelt area south of Milwaukee, and 4 to 6 inches in Madison, but notice to the north, a very sharp cutoff. This is less likely to happen. My thinking with this, and again, there could be a little bit of light freezing rain. The greatest potential for a winter storm with snow and ice is going to be well to the south of us. It's possible in northern Illinois and far southeastern Wisconsin. Unlikely for Madison southward. There still could be some snow accumulations here, some minor snow accumulations north of Madison, pretty much not looking at the potential for a winter storm for Thursday. So for tomorrow, a high of 35. That'll feel nice. Temperatures go up by 10 degrees, and we'll go up another 10 for Wednesday with rain showers. Then that change over to snow Wednesday night, perhaps some light snow Thursday morning, maybe 1 to 4 inches down toward the Illinois state line east of Beloit. That's kind of a high-end probability. North of Madison, no snow accumulations. Temperatures turn cold, warm up for the weekend, at the end of the weekend, and then we'll see some rain and snow chances the middle of next week.
Time for Wisconsin to bounce back from Saturday's brutal upset. Now, as they head to Indiana, the Badgers will look to avoid doing this for the first time this season. That's coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When you need a paint to fit your lifestyle, Menards has got you covered. From protecting against this, or covering this, to refinishing this, we have a paint for you. You also need it in this color, or even this color. We can do that. Stop in and talk to one of our paint professionals to make your colors come to life. Right now at Menards, Smart Coat Interior Flat Paint is $14.98 after rebate.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back at the Alliant Energy Center Expo Hall in Madison, February 25th through the 27th. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with new gear. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with awesome seminars. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with hard-to-find boats. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with family activities. Go to wifishingexpo.com for details. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Outdoor News, Don's Marine, Fox Sports 1070 The Game, Lucas Oil, and Explore Lacrosse.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2022. Nominate your favorites online, including Buck and Honey's, for the Best of Madison in 5 food and drink categories. Nominate Buck and Honey's today at madisonmagazine.com.
Tuesday morning, dine and dance to help fight a rare genetic brain disease. We've got a sneak peek at this year's reprom, plus hairspray tickets for our question of the day winner.
And we're keeping an eye on a potential system that will be rolling in midweek. We'll have this and more from 4:30 to 7.
It's been a week of highs and lows for the Wisconsin men's basketball team. Following a huge road win over Michigan State, then the brutal upset to Rutgers, the Badgers fall one spot in the AP Top 25 to number 15. But Saturday is not something this team can or wants to dwell on. Right after the loss, the Badgers were ready to flip the page and focus on their next game, once again proving why they're the true definition of a bounce-back team. So far this season, Wisconsin has not dropped consecutive games.
They're disappointed. It burns. You know, I don't want them to be so happy-go-lucky that this doesn't matter. This matters. They're not. It was pretty. You could hear a pin drop in the locker room. This means something to them. But in this sport, in this league, you got to flip it pretty quick.
You know, there's no reason to dwell on our loss. There's nothing we can do to go back and change it. But we still got to see them in New Jersey.
And before the rematch with Rutgers, UW's got to take care of a couple more teams, including Indiana. Round 2 for these teams is set for tomorrow night in Burlington. Tip-off is at 8. Dara Watts is making her senior season one to remember. For the second straight week, Watts is named the WCHA's Forward of the Week following a 9-point weekend. Against Minnesota State, Watts scored 4 goals with 5 assists, helping the Badgers sweep the Mavericks on senior weekend. With this outing, Watts now leads the team with 25 goals, 28 assists, and 53 points, and that's over 31 games. Watts also ranks second all-time in NCAA history with almost 300 career points. Wisconsin wraps up its regular season this weekend with a top 3 showdown against Ohio State. Puck drops on Friday at 5. And the stage is officially set for the women's hockey gold medal game, and it's a rematch between the United States and Canada. Earlier today, Team USA took down Finland 4-1, while Canada routed Switzerland 10-3 in the semifinals. Badger Nation is represented on both rosters with 5 players each. Gold medal match is set for Wednesday at 10:10. Now, after a few days off, the Bucks are back in action tonight. They return home to host the Trailblazers, but they will be without one of their big 3. Giannis is officially out with left ankle soreness. Also, an update on Pat Connaughton's surgery today to fix that fracture in his right hand. The team says it was successful, and he'll be sidelined for about 4 weeks. Gary?
Temperatures continue to drop. We're now in the upper teens here in Madison, still around 20 to the west and south of town, but wind chills not too bad right now. The winds will be pretty light for tonight, but they'll pick up from the south tomorrow. So we'll start out in the single digits by tomorrow morning, and then look for a high temperature around 35, and we'll be up to 45 with rain showers on Wednesday. We're turning colder on Thursday, and then a warm up later next week.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.